What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm glad that hopefully some of my regulars show up and get these notifications. Many is updates that they send to, our cell phones, computers, tablets, and whatnot. Hopefully, it's been some time since I actually went live and people can get the notifications. This is essentially a test run. Hopefully, you know, we can get some people in here to chime in on a conversation, whatever it may be. That's why I named it Can You Hear Me Now? Can you hear me now? I got the Gwyn Towers up because, they blast all the cell phone waves across the nation. So, hopefully they're sending waves where they need to be sent, where you get to get the notifications and you be like, what's going on with your rate? I ain't heard from you in a minute since you did the last thing on the Lions Den. And that's been getting a lot of good reception. Hey, I appreciate y'all for actually tuning in to the Lions Dens. There's more to come, either Friday or Saturday, but it'll be something new and it'll be something quite. I'm trying to experiment with doing them a little bit longer. We're covering more topics that are more necessary to the everyday needs of brothers and sisters. So keep tuning in to the Lions Den with Professor Ken, and everything will be all aces. So I seen some people fell in. Maybe they came in and maybe they were sending people spin wheels or whatnot. I guess you gotta come in and like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You gotta step in and step back for it to, act right. And if you can't catch the actual live, you can still tune into the replay because, it seems like when I do lives, they wanna, mess with who's actually coming in. But, when it's an actual video, there's no messing around with that. So, with that being said, hopefully, we make it past the 15-minute marker because I always say, we get to the 15-minute marker and people haven't been chiming in and weighing in, then I usually say la vie and go out and try another day. I won't say the next day, another day. So we'll just see what happens. Like I said, a lot of these things now on these social media platforms got to do with algorithms. It's no longer one group or set person, moderating behind the scenes. It's an algorithm. And if they feel that, you're speaking on something that, distracts from their narrative of, putting the masses to sleep, especially us melanated brothers and sisters, they don't want to disseminate any of that. Not immediately, anyways. Like I said, anybody knows if you try to type Tuku Khan into YouTube, I don't know so much for search engines or anything like that, but it won't automatically come back with, searches of my name. It'll do every name besides my actual Tuku Khan moniker. And I've been on here 10 years plus, so that lets you know. If you're not, essentially, if you're, revealing the hands of certain people that profit off of people's downfalls, they're gonna make sure you're not pushed out to the masses. That's okay. I'm gonna still keep saying and revealing what I know and, what maybe I may soon to know, lead on to that. So, with that being said, we're damn near 4 minutes in. Like I said, when I see people come in and come out, that lets me know that they're not letting you come in. They're spin wheeling you or they're making it where the connection is bad. I got phenomenal Wi-Fi connection, but to the masses, they want to make it seem like, oh, there's something wrong with your device. But then if you go, put in, maybe someone that wants to cause dissemination and division between brothers and sisters, they'll let that actually ride. And that's what's crazy. But not so much crazy. It's all by design. All of this is by design. Probably when me putting up that Gwyn Tower on the thumbnail, that probably didn't help it either. They're like, why are you putting up the Gwyn Tower and showing, the skies looking like they got waves in them. Usually clouds don't formulate like that. So that lets you know it's being doctored and manipulated within the upper hemisphere. So now I don't know if y'all came out and came back in to try to, keep them crop circles up off y'all's phones or televisions or tablets or PlayStation, whatever's you got, or Xboxes, however you may be catching this actual live broadcast. I haven't did it in a while because of this particular reason. Usually, I guess they figure, well, we know that he usually says he go out if nobody comes in, so let's kind of stall out the notifications until maybe say 30 minutes after he's done with live. Then we'll send them out. Then like, oh wait, we didn't even get to catch the live because we made sure that none of his subscribers would get it. That's how it usually works. That's why I kind of more prefer doing actual videos, because you catch it when you catch it. It's not like, yeah, every now and then I do run a premiere, and you can come in the premiere and talk about what's going on within the actual premiere. But when I do a video, you can catch it anytime you want. If it's messing up, you can wait however long you wait, but I'll catch that a little bit later and watch it. Versus a live, they know you affect the live, what is being said, by actually jumping in and commenting. What's going on with you, James? I ain't heard from you in a minute. I'm glad you done stepped in, and said something. That lets me know they ain't blocking at least some comments they're not blocking. Every now and then they do tend to try to block certain comments. And like I said, we get enough people stepping in here, I'll open up the hotline as I always do, because I don't never duck any conversation. The only way that you may not get in on a hotline is if you actually were on actual live and you stepped out of line with ignorance and nonsense, then of course I'm gonna block you. I mean, it's no reason to continue a conversation if you don't have nothing phenomenal to add to the conversation, And it's no no hate or no malice on my side or on my part. It's just, I cannot continue to stir up and make bad blood. That doesn't make sense. We got too much of that going on with our own people to be entertaining something that's totally unnecessary and unbecoming of anyone's growth. Not just the person that may have an issue or the other person receiving, but the people that want to chime in and tune in and talk about something that is about building. It's about building. It's about actual growth. It's not about well, what, he said this and they done said that, and that back and forth drama, what they used to call back in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. Now it's reality stars, but back then it used to be they called them stories, soap operas and things like that. I don't entertain any of that kind of stuff. Now, if you hear an issue, it's an issue because someone may have said something, and I am human, just like anybody else is human. People get hot under the collar about certain things, and we tend to speak in ways that may be unbecoming. You said top of the world. Top of the world, what's going on with you? I'm glad you done chimed in. I wish they let more people chime in. I mean, you don't seen how many people they done rated on my subscribers on that last actual, if you got to check out the lines then. But that doesn't mean anything, because this is their platform. They can control it. I wish I could be like, you know what? Matter of fact, think about it like this. They changed it where you used to notify all your subscribers. You can go directly and straight notify them directly. But they cut that option out. Essentially, they put that on automation where like, oh, we'll deliver it to them. But you don't know that. You only know when you actually talk to one of your subscribers and then you're like, you know what, Rick, I didn't get no notification. When essentially you could manually send them out. But see, they didn't want people to have a certain reach like that. This is their way to try to knock down, and since all social medias are linked together, so say you have a Twitter, say you have a Tumblr, say you have a Instagram, say you have a Facebook, and I guess you could say you have a MySpace, but that's kind of non-existent. But you have all these other social medias. On the back end, they all work together. And with them all working together, if they feel that you're not with the program, well, they're going to essentially label you with not being with the program on all those other social media platforms. And it doesn't matter if someone shares you, because you come up flagged under, okay, this person, he doesn't play ball like we want to play ball with, so we're going to make it seem like none of his whatever they post is seen. Matter of fact, I want to say it's Twitter. They actually were undercover talking with some of the programmers, and they're like, yeah, people could have a whole bunch of subscribers or followers or however you want to categorize it, and if we feel that they're not saying things to a certain narrative, we can make it seem like their stuff is being sent out, but actuality, everybody that's on their timeline, nobody gets to see that. It's what they call shadow banning. That's a real thing in this 2020 new year, new decade. So just expect more of it. But what's on y'all's minds? Like I said, I talk about little topical things. Usually I let the people throw up something like, Reed, what about this? What you feel about this current event? What's going on with that? And then we can elaborate from there. I see some people showing up, but they're trying to see like, well, what's going on? What's the topic of conversation? There's really no topic right now. I'm just trying to, hopefully fill the dead air until we get some actual more feedback from you the people, how they usually call it, we the people, but the people that's actually getting notifications, that ain't getting crop circles, they get cut out, like hopefully you hear me clearly. That's why I called it, can you hear me now? That's why I haven't did a live in a while, because they were steadily doing this, so I figured let me just make videos. I can make videos real good and produce them and cut them and do all that, and people seem to like that. So, and I know they really can't. I mean, yeah, they can mess with videos, but not like how they can mess with lives. They can make lives make it seem like you got a bad connection, when it's actually not a bad connection. Think about it like this: if they could, this is where our technology is. If certain parts of the government can go into small trailers in the desert and remote control fly something from out in the desert all the way over in the Middle East somewhere, and spy on people and look at people from a little plane flying way high in the air, they can send messages out to, a simple messages out to, people's subscribers. But it's by design. They make it seem like, oh, it's technical issues. No, this is by design. As long as people know that, then, knowing is half the battle. Like I said, we're inching closer to the 15-minute marker. So, we hit that marker, I'll end it, and I said I'll try again another day. I won't say tomorrow, because I'm not even for sure on that, but another day. And if not, either Friday or Saturday, look for a new Lions Den. Always something phenomenal for your mind, That's what I try to offer with that. So it shows we got so many people. If you're really rocking with me, hey, don't forget to hit the like button. Hopefully your like button's working. If you're actually able to tune in, you're able to hit the like button. Even though I know some people tune in and, they may not be signed in, and I know if you're not signed in, you can't like it. When YouTube first started, it didn't matter if you were able to sign in or not. You could just like a video, and they used to post, different tags for, whatever the video was referring to. They changed a lot of things around, so it's more of a disadvantage towards the creator versus an advantage. And I appreciate the thumbs up. Hey, I really appreciate that. But I really appreciate if, people want to say something like, hey, Reed, I don't really want to type this up. If You say, hey, Rick, throw up the hotline number. I hit the hotline number and we could chop something up like that. We could do that too, you know. To me, a lot of times, a lot of phenomenal conversations are born out of that. You know, a lot of times I be thinking, you know what, this ain't even gonna be a good live, and then it turn around, someone say one thing, and then it lead to something else, and then it lead to talking about a topic that I didn't even think we were gonna go into. So these lives be kind of I look at them all as hit and miss. You don't know what it's gonna be, you know. But as you done seen, I'm a man of my word. I'm not, one that's practice cowardice behavior or anything like that. It says 15 minutes. The brothers that done chimed in, they done chimed in. Hey, I appreciate y'all for coming in. But I think I'm going to end it. If nobody sends nothing in the next, until we hit 16. If not, I'll hit the X and, catch me again when you catch me. And I'm up out of here.